Well, the stock of this morning definitely has to be Exicom Telecom after a big listing. It's listed at a premium of over 80% to its issue price and currently holding up very well as well. The issue price close around 142 rupees. The stock trading well above 240 rupees as well. So you have a 70% plus up move on day one itself. Let's get in the management. Anant Nahata joins us on the show right now. Anant, thank you for joining in and congratulations on the listing. The street is fairly excited about the prospects of this company. So let's talk about those prospects itself. You know, one of the big triggers going forward is the way your revenue mix shifts from telecom and goes into the EV business as, you know, the penetration of EVs increase in this country. So from here on, if we look at the growth of your revenue going forward, how much of it will come from EVs? How much of it comes in from, you know, the existing core businesses? And what's the margin differential between the two?
So thank you for having me here. And yes, as you rightly pointed out, EV is a really great opportunity. Over the last 4 years, the electric vehicle penetration in India, whether it's the light electric vehicles, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, or even four-wheelers and buses, has grown significantly. And in last 4 financial years, our revenue has also, you know, gone up from 40 odd crores to about 225 crores in the last financial year, and even the H1 FY24 numbers were quite impressive. And we're still in early years of EV adoption. You know, we are still at very low single-digit penetration, especially in the four-wheelers. That's the market we serve. So this market has a huge potential. You know, when these penetration reaches 10–15%, and thanks to a lot of government schemes, even in public transportation such as heavy duty vehicles and buses, we see a lot of penetration. So really excited about this market. Our second business is what we call as critical power, where we make specialized power electronics and batteries which keep the network on 24/7. And you know, underlying both these businesses, we treat this as a common power electronics or power management business, and we are excited about growth prospects for both of them.
Okay, all right. Hi, Anant. Good morning and congratulations first of all to you. I think it was a family picture of you all ringing the bell, quite excited. And with good measure, right? The stock price is up and about and there's a lot of excitement around the company. So let's wind it down to some numbers then. By the end of this year, what kind of a revenue number are you looking at? For FY25 on that sort of a base, what kind of growth can you do? And since you're saying that EV, obviously, you know, it's taking a larger chunk of the pie, what will the revenue mix look like between both these two segments?
Right. So as you have seen in our documents, our H1 revenue stood at about 455 crores. Yes. And that is because of momentum both in EV charging industry as well as telecom. And even in H2, we continue to remain excited about prospects of both. As far as share of revenue is concerned, in the last 3 financial year, our EV share of business has grown from about 8% to 10% to about 30% in FY23. And even in H1 of FY24, it stands at 30%. And, you know, while, you know, EV is something which has caught, you know, people's imagination, consumers are buying it for various reasons, businesses are buying it. But as a company, you know, we are excited about prospects of both the businesses.
Anant, I'm sure you're very excited about prospects, and obviously, you know, as you're explaining to us, tremendous potential for business. But the number you mentioned is at the half-year mark, you've done 455 crores. And if I look at the last year, the second half of the year looks very, very good. I don't want to extrapolate it, but I want to hear it from you. What kind of a revenue number can you end this year at? And give us, you know, broad margin outlook as well. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So on the outlook, I think we are going to be releasing our quarter 3 numbers fairly soon. So there will be a lot of data and information there. As far as margin is concerned, we look at consolidated margins across our business because we share very similar operation value chain, raw material value chain, similar manufacturing value chain, and our EBITDA margins from about 4% grew to 6% to first half of the year at about 9%. And at this point, I do not have guidance for H2, but I think with Q3 results coming out in next 20-25 days, we should, you'll find it very soon.
All right, we'll do the extrapolation then. Last year, the first half of the year accounted for 30% of your revenues. And if that were to replicate this year as well, you may end this year with about 1,100 to 1,200 crores on the top line. Would that be a fair estimate, or would that be overshooting?
So, it's hard to, being a publicly listed company now, it's hard to give exact estimates. But yes, since we are a B2B business, a lot of, revenue happens in H2 as a lot of businesses, have to finish consume their budgets for capex in both the sectors.
All right, we get that. Anant, since you are not answering, in numbers, etc., what we'll probably try to do is call you once your third quarter numbers are out and get more details out of your business, the outlook going ahead as well. But finally, directionally speaking, I'm looking at the total addressable market by FY28 for, the lithium-ion battery business. It's supposed to be close to around 4,700 crores. And this is from your DRHP itself. And for electric vehicle batteries, it's supposed to be 9,000 crores. So that's a 2:1 size versus EV battery versus the lithium-ion battery business. Currently, your mix is 70-30 in favor of the critical power solutions business. Do we see this number being 50-50 at some point in the very near future, and thereafter EV charging actually becoming twice the size of your critical power business, just as the total addressable market says?
So you have observed this correctly. So EV charging today is about somewhere about 1,300 crore market in FY24. In FY28, it's projected to become 9,000 crores. In fact, a little bit north of 9,000 crores. That's a 40 to 50% CAGR growth over the next 4 or 5 years. Telecom market, on the other hand, we do two product lines. Lithium-ion batteries is one of them. Specialized power electronics is another one of them. That is growing at only 10-12%. So the industry growth rate obviously is 4:1 over the next 4 years. So any company operating in these two businesses will, assuming they have a decent market share and a good offering, the EV business should grow at a faster pace than the telecom business. And that's
is the EV charging business
the base is lower.
And when does the EV charging business become profitable? You recently started. At what scale does it become profitable?
Yeah. So we were lucky, thanks to our timing and experience, skill set, because of which we were able to make the whole product portfolio. We were able to scale up quite significantly, and today we have about 60% market share in home charging, about 25% market share in commercial charging. But as I said earlier, this market is just beginning, and we're going to see huge growth over the next 4-10 years. But as far as profitability is concerned, as I mentioned, we have common manufacturing infrastructure, common raw material supply chain, and a lot of common people across this business. So operationally, we treat this as one common operation business, and that's where we see our profitability.
Okay, all right, Anand, thanks so much for joining in. A bit of cat and mouse during this interview, but post your results, we're going to invite you back. I've already told our team to get in touch with your team. Post your results, we're going to drill you down to some numbers. For the time being, you enjoy the day. It's been a positive listing and plenty of responsibility now on you and your team. Thanks so much for joining in. Wishing you all the best as you list on the stock markets. For the time being, though, we'll have to slip into that short break. You come back and we'll focus on another company. Hind Rectifiers will be joining to tell us about their outlook for the coming fiscal.